All the disrespect, the free play, better button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning of checking these buttons. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Please hit that notification bell, get all them early notifications, and subscribe while you have time. Thank you guys. Oh, and as always, chapters down below. So if you guys want to skip around to a certain subject, be my guest. Ladies and gents, without further ado, let's go. All right, now into the first set of buttons that need to be checked. This one pops off in the world of Street Fighter V versus Street Fighter 6, right? So Brian F posted a very interesting video, I think just yesterday, right? Talking about, will the release of Street Fighter 6 pretty much kill Street Fighter 5? He had some very interesting things to say. I'll only play a quick clip and put the link to the video down below, so definitely check out his full video. But in hearing him talk, I expected him to say certain things, but there were some things that actually kind of made me a little nervous. Check it out.
Street Fighter 6 right now is literally Street Fighter 5 2.0. Like the gameplay is almost identical to Street Fighter 5 plus the drive system. So I'm not really sure what you're expecting. Like, I played Street Fighter 6. It plays almost exactly like Street Fighter 5. The difference will be, like, actually, I think it'll be more chaotic on offense because people are going to drive rush cancel. You're going to have FADC from normals. So it's like Street Fighter 5 if everyone had an FADC. I feel like a lot of you are going to be very disappointed because I feel like you're setting up Street Fighter 6 with some kind of god complex. I really don't understand.
Okay, so here's why I'm nervous, and of course I might be a little extra on my side, but I went on record, I want to say like a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, right? I'm sorry, my time's always is getting mixed up, where I said it's making me nervous because when I see Street Fighter 6, to me, it kind of reminds me of Street Fighter 5, like some of the movements of the characters and whatnot. And I know y'all are tired of hearing me say it, do not like Street Fighter 5, right? But a lot of people in the comments after I said that were like, what are you talking about, Nesto? I got to agree to disagree, you know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing like Street Fighter 5, my guy. Street Fighter 6 is this, and that. But it is what it is. You know, some people have different perspectives, obviously, right? But then you hear Brian F say this, and most of us haven't even played the game. Let's take that into consideration. We haven't touched it. We haven't felt, only seen how it moves. You know what I'm saying? We actually haven't felt it. He has. And he said it plays just like Street Fighter 5. And it's basically just like Street Fighter 5 2.0, just with like a drive gauge or something like that, the drive system, and then with some FADCs. And he goes on to say he feels like people are creating like this god complex for Street Fighter 6 and they're setting themselves up for disappointment. So that's the thing that worries me, because I'm like, when I saw Street Fighter 5, I was they did the reveal, you know, I want to say it was CEO, Combo Breaker or something like that. People were losing their fucking minds, right? And I was one of the few that were like, I don't know, this doesn't look like it's it, guys. And the way we saw it is exactly the way they released it, and lo and behold, obviously it was ass. Now, it's a much better game now, but it took a long while to get there. Now, I'm not in no way saying, now, obviously, Street Fighter 6 looks amazing right now. It looks like gold right now, so it's getting a lot of people hyped, obviously. It actually does feel like a full game, and a lot of people are even talking about how Street Fighter 6 might change the FGC or esports for the FGC altogether. So that's amazing, right? That's what we want. But the whole thing is if you're not a fan, think about it. What a lot of people say now, and what Brian's kind of hinting towards, is if you're really, truly not a fan of Street Fighter 5, what makes you think you're gonna be a fan of Street Fighter 6? Now, that's what kind of worried me, because I was like, man, damn it, I don't wanna have to force myself to like another game, you know what I'm saying? But here's where I'm optimistic. So the argument on one hand is, you know, you're setting yourself up for failure, because if you're not a fan of this, you might not be a fan of that, because it's basically just a newer, more polished version of this. So the reason why I stay optimistic is because the argument can be made, if it is a brand new polished 2.0 version of 5, maybe that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Because Street Fighter 5, a lot of people, the way they look at it now, is a good game, right? It's balanced and whatnot. They've come a long way. And like we said earlier, it took a long way to get there. But as of right now, a lot of people do claim that Street Fighter 5 is a good game. But at the end of the day, a lot of people like myself have also claimed that, yes, it may be a good game, but that doesn't automatically make it for you. That doesn't automatically make it fun for you. To me, it still always felt like it was just missing something. But making a long story longer, what the hell I'm trying to say is, if it is indeed like Brian F says, Street Fighter V 2.0, maybe that's enough. Because all of us on the other side that have been saying we kind of like Street Fighter V, but we feel like it's missing something. We feel like it doesn't have that oomph. Maybe Street Fighter 6 is that oomph, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this 6 is that something, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe that drive gauge or drive, however the hell you say it, along with the possible FADCs that are now back in the game, maybe that's it. Maybe this is the spark that 5 was missing. But because of that, like I was saying, and you know, Brian hinted at that it is very similar to 5, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Because maybe this whole polish, this whole update that they did with 6, maybe that's enough. Maybe that's what we have been missing and it's gonna turn the whole thing around. But all in all, Street Fighter 6 is gonna come in and it's gonna be bye-bye to Street Fighter 5. And do you all think, real talk, that we're way off on the mark for those that do say that it reminds them a lot of Street Fighter 5? You know what I'm saying? Are we missing something? Or you're like, nah, it's a completely different game? Or can you see the connections where you're like, yeah, there's certain movements and you know, mechanics and whatnot that are very Street Fighter 5-ish. All right, now into the next set of buttons that need to be checked. This one pops off in the world of Mrs. Play Stuff. Definitely show her some love. Profile on the screen, her link down below. All the content creators, link down below. Definitely show them some love. Okay, so she brings up a very interesting post just the other day. Matter of fact, I think it was just yesterday or 2 days ago by the time you watch this. She says, why I would never join a female-only tournament in esports. Number one, starting it off, she says, I do not support gender separation where we are supposed to be equal. I would not want men to make their own tournament, so it would be hypocritical for me to join one. Playing against women only will make it harder to improve because you take away a lot of the competition. One gender only environments often makes room for hate. On the other gender, there exists good people and bad people in both genders. If the reasoning is for women tournaments are because of being a safe space, it should be for everyone that needs it, not only women. It's not only women getting harassed. The women-only tournaments is also getting misused by others to get more views on their channels. I have been asked multiple times to play other women, and sometimes I know they just want us for clout. The harassment doesn't stop if you take away boys from a tournament. We need better mods, better security at the offline scene, and more people in general caring about the safety for everyone. Companies don't really care about representing minorities. They do because they're forced to, since that shows they care about us while they don't. Some of you may not know, but they actually do sexualize women tournaments too, because they want their waifu win against the other waifu is hella cringe. If it is to represent women in the scene, if we want equality, then representation needs to be earned. You need to work just as hard as others around you and not get anything for free. That's how you earn respect. We need to take a step to make esports environments better, less sexism, racism, homophobia, etc. Separating us is not the need, nor will it make it better for us, but worse. I am sorry if I sound harsh. I know it can be troubling to be girls in this environment. Trust me, I know, but separating us is not the way. I also want everything to improve, and I will also try the best I can for helping improve it myself. Also, not saying there shouldn't be any women tournaments, and in some countries there might actually be a need for it locally. Countries where you can actually be stabbed to death for actually wanting to play football. I am unsure how to fix those issues, but it is horrible. If you want to hear the unfiltered version of my reasoning for my points, etc., here it is. And then she posts the Twitch VOD right here, which I will post the link down below, so definitely check it out. And she'll, you know, like she said, she'll better explain it and break it down. And then, of course, you see a lot of the women in the FGC kind of responding to this. I see some saying, well said, I can't add anything and agree with every point. Super Yan adds, I agree with a lot of points you made and also am not interested in entering one, but I'm still fully supporting women-only events existing because, one, many pro women said they got into esports because of these events, and two, they're mega harmless. Also, as others have pointed out, you mentioned as well, women are tired of harassment and want to play in an environment that significantly limits that. By being only women, it is hard for me to see that as a bad thing. So there it is. Definitely interesting from Mrs. Play Stuff. you know, coming out and speaking up. I know this has been a debate for quite some time. You know, I think we made a video not too long ago, maybe a couple of them, right? But I remember a lot of comments people are saying like it doesn't make sense from a lot of male players, right? Saying we don't have all guy tournaments and stuff like that. Why are we separating it? Or I think actually a lot of the comments were like, women do it all the time, right? Right, that's where it was. It was Smash players that made this flyer and they said no girls allowed, right? And a lot of the comments were people saying, well, why is that a big deal? Because women have stuff like that all the time where they say no guys allowed, so why can't we do the exact same thing on our side? So that's what it was. I remember that now. Okay, but now Mrs. Playstuff is like, yo, I'm not down with the separation. You know what I'm saying? This is not the way we gotta earn our stuff. This is the way to earn respect. And when you put one gender, you're limiting the competition. Not only that, she goes on to make the statement that women are not the only ones getting harassed. But on the flip side, she does say it doesn't mean that all women-only tournaments should go away, because there's different, you know, we live in different times in different countries. You know what I'm saying? So if your surroundings permits that, like if it'll really help, she's like, go for it. So what do y'all think? Do you think women-only tournaments will eventually fade away and it'll be more like gender neutral? Or I don't know. I don't know. It just does seem like it's been around for so long, and it seems like women have felt like a minority in the gaming community for so long, and they felt like they could bond on so many things, like being harassed and building each other up and just making new friends. You know, and when you go off the comments, you do see people that agree with her, but also respectfully disagree with her. So it's one of those things. I don't know. What do y'all think? There it is, one more again. Definitely let me know how you guys are feeling. Thank you again for rocking with us. We will see you soon. If not tomorrow, definitely the next day. Love y'all forever. One more time, subscribe if you have time. You got time, baby. Check your watch. You got time. So as always, see you soon. And I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Yo, I usually do something funny, but I wanted to leave it on the serious tip. The last video I showed, like yesterday, it was a mini documentary about how we do all this. Your comments and support is truly amazing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. I'm still reading all of them. Thank you. It literally just keeps us going to make this worthwhile.